Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, I wanted to highlight the projects that Nick and myself are purchasing in this pullback right now. If you enjoy this sort of content and you want to support the channel, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop and let's have a look at what these projects are. Okay, so the first one that we want to call out, and I think Nick sort of did some of the TA aspect on this particular project, and that is Chainlink. So it goes without saying that obviously I'm not a financial advisor, so this should be treated as educational purposes only. You should go away and do your research on these projects and not FOMO in just because I am making purchases. Although I do think these are solid projects, it is just my opinion. Now, Chainlink seems to have integrated itself amazingly well with an awful lot of different blockchains in the space. And for me, it's one of those, it's only going to go from strength to strength. And, you know, it's a very, very volatile project in the price. I would say more so than the actual market, which is volatile as well. For me, a fantastic project, great tech, great team, and the use case is solid and like I say, well integrated. But do go take the time to delve into Chainlink and make sure that you're happy and it resonates with you before you make any investment decisions of your own. Now, if we have a look at advice.io and the artificial intelligence and machine learning that has no human intervention to see what the underlying value of the project is currently. Now, I will say this is a short-term metric that we use. It's currently ranked D. Now, a lot of projects are not performing well at the moment with the pullback, and the 7-day change is also negative 9.63%. Now, we think that we could potentially see lower prices for all of these projects. So make sure that you do some TA and you don't just FOMO in, and make sure you pick it up at a really good, reasonable price if you are looking to make any investment decision of your own. Now, the AMI/HAD ratio is D, so that is obviously pulling it down. Your fear and greed index is a D, so it is really fearful at the moment. Your Sharpe ratio is a D. Your moving average is a D. Your firm profitability is also a D. We do think that this will change over time, and your peak end value demand is C2. So at the moment it's not performing particularly well, but we know this. But in the short term, I'm really looking at other metrics other than price. The main one being adoption, and this is two forms of adoption. That's adoption in the forms of institutions, investors, countries, governments, all these different sorts of individuals or entities looking to adopt blockchain technology. I think that's one metric that we need to keep an eye on. But I also feel that the other metric around integrations, the ecosystem, projects building with or on ecosystems is another metric we should be looking at, again, because I think both of those are going to have a bearing on future price. Obviously, this is just my opinion. Do let me know in the comments below whether you align with that opinion, and if you don't, that's fine. But do tell me why. I'm really interested to know. But ultimately, total value locked, the ratio of how that's broken down on an ecosystem. You've seen me, if you've watched the channel before, break this down on certain projects like Cardano, like Harmony One, like Cosmos, and various others. So definitely take a look at those metrics. For me, I'm not too concerned about the short-time price movements. I do feel that we're in a bull market, but this is a bear phase that Nick and myself have been highlighting has been coming. So we've got some very happy Patreon members who have put money on the side and have been sort of starting to ladder their way into the market on some of the projects that they think resonate with them. So do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on Chainlink. This isn't really a video where I'm going to sort of delve into what the project does and how it does it. This is really me just calling out the projects that I'm currently invested in, or investing in, should I say. whilst we're having this pullback. Now, as a Patreon member, you do get detailed logs of our buys and our sell movements, and our staking movements as well, as an all access member. So if that is of interest to you, there is a link in the description. We also do 2 AMAs weekly, where you can ask us anything. They're a bit like Teams meetings. It's a fantastic way to engage with us, and we do that on a Monday and a Friday at different times, trying to make it sort of as accommodating for everybody as possible. And if you can't attend them live, then we play them back so you can watch them over and over again if you miss them. So yeah, do check that out if that's of interest. Moving on, the next one is Avalanche. I made a purchase today on Avalanche, and again, I'm laddering in. And what I mean by laddering in is it's really difficult to call the bottom, and it's very, very difficult to call the top, right? If we could all do that, we'd all be very, very wealthy. But what you can do, and what I like to do, is I like to set different buy orders at different prices, when I know the market's going down. And I also like to do this as I exit the market. So I dollar cost average in and I dollar cost average out, but I dollar cost average in on the big pullbacks, and I dollar cost average out on the big pumps to the upside. And I'm very, very risk averse. I like to get my money or my initial investment out of the market as soon as possible, as long as the market allows it, of course. So that's normally when my first sort of price target gets taken out. For example, I think Harmony was like 34 or 35 cent, I can't remember, but I got my initial investment out at that. I did actually start to invest in Harmony at 0.5 cent. So I do that with all of the projects, and I am not married to any bag. I keep an eye on the fundamentals of the projects, the roadmaps, and the team, how the team changes over time. If there are changes made, I look at all of that stuff. I think it's really important that you're always keeping an eye on these projects, because it's a very risky, volatile market. Okay, so currently at $79.30, down 12.44% at the time of recording, currently ranked 10. Now, if you've watched the channel before, I think this has got immense technology that sat beneath it, a great team. Obviously, it's a great use case, and we're going to see this one, in my opinion, start to really flourish over time. So yeah, a great project in my opinion. Definitely worth doing some research on it. Obviously, again, goes without saying, no FOMO, guys. So the artificial intelligence and machine learning, advice.io has this at C2. C2 is extremely poor. Again, it's a short-term metric. I expect this to do a reversal. 7-day changes up 2.76%. I do expect Avalanche to do a really good bounce when we get to that swing in the market. AMI-HAD ratio is a D, Sharpe ratio is a D, your fear and greed index is also a D, as well as your moving average, but your firm profitability is A2, which is really, really good. It's a very profitable project, and I think there's still lots more in the tank, but again, do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on this project in the comments below. Really interested to know. Okay, moving on, and we've got XRP. Now, really bullish on XRP, and really XRP is, the reason why I got back into crypto as heavily as I did. Now, I've been in and out of crypto for many years, but XRP, has one of those, I have a soft spot for it basically. And I think recently we've had some really interesting developments when it comes to XRP and Ripple in particular, because Ripple have been purchasing XRP on the open market and not really taking it out of escrow. So, I think that's a really interesting development. Again, I think that's why we saw a bit of a price surge before the pullback. But Nick and myself have been saying that the pullback was coming. XRP currently at 0.772.
This video has been sponsored by Crypto.com. Now, don't skip ahead just yet. With Crypto.com, you can buy and sell cryptocurrency at their true cost. Earn a nice juicy passive income on your crypto holdings, but you can also sign up for their debit card. Now, this kitchen that we're in right now has been paid for using the Crypto.com debit card. I earn 3% cashback, and as a result of that, I have that cashback paid in CRO tokens. Now, the CRO token is an appreciating asset, which basically means 3% today could be be 10, 20, or even 30% in the future. This is a great way to treat your portfolio on your everyday expenses. Now, there is a link in the description down below, guys, where you can use our link to basically sign up to Crypto.com, apply for that debit card, and you'll earn $25 to get you going. So why not check out Crypto.com today? Links in the description below, and let's get back to the video.
Down 6.05% at the time of recording, rank number 6 by market cap. Again, a solid project, both technically and the use case, if adopted, would potentially have immense growth in price discovery if it is adopted, right? And it's a big if, but you just have to sort of scratch beneath the surface to realize the amount of adoption that is sort of happening from the banking sector behind the scenes. Now, whether XRP is going to be utilized as part of that is yet to be seen, but there's lots of people that would have you believe that it is. For me, it's one of those projects. I think it's a solid project, one that in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, not financial advice, should sort of make up at least a small percentage at a bare minimum of anybody's portfolio. But there will be people that completely disagree with me, and that is also fine. And if you are one of those people and you disagree with me, let me know what the reasons are in the comments below. Really interested to know. Okay, moving to advice.io, currently ranked C1. C1 is very poor. The 7-day change is 16.87 positive. That's mainly because of the news of Ripple purchasing on the open market. Now, current fear and greed index is B1. So that's in a reasonably good place. It's not ultra fearful and it's not ultra greedy. Your Sharpe ratio is a D, so that is pulling it down. Moving average is B2. Your 𝗕𝗢𝗪 ratio is a D, pulling it down. Your firm profitability is C2. But again, I expect a reversal for this, particularly if the Ripple SEC lawsuit is resolved. I can see some really positive updates around price. Again, just let me know what your thoughts and opinions are of XRP in the comments below. Really interested to know. Moving on, and it has to be Cardano. Again, this is going to be one that a lot of people disagree with, and that is fine. Ultimately, this is peer-reviewed, phenomenal technology, a huge an exceptional team, and it's one of those that I'm really bullish on. Now, it's taken a lot of time. We're starting to see one or two projects starting to pop up on the mainnet now, which I think is great to see. Obviously, Sunday Swap's got sort of the majority of the total value locked, but this is an ecosystem that I expect to grow. It might grow slowly initially, but I imagine that will snowball as the block size is updated to deal with the congestion issues, and then obviously the scaling solution implemented, and at that point I think we're going to start to see this ecosystem really grow and shine. Now, for me, these prices are an absolute steal, just my opinion. Cardano ranks 7th at $1.04, down 10.11% at the time of recording. Again, I think this is a wonderful opportunity. Again, no FOMOing in. Go do your research. This is not financial advice. It's just my opinion, and you should treat it as educational purposes only. But I would definitely spend the time to delve into Cardano and what Cardano is. Advice.io has Advice rating of C2 for Cardano. Down the 7-day change, minus 8.65%. C2 is obviously extremely poor. Your fear and greed index is D. There's lots of fear. Sharpe ratio is a D. Again, not the best. It is pulling it down. Same with your moving average. Your 𝗕𝗪𝗪 ratio is B2, and your firm profitability is C3. Again, I expect to see your reversals in all of these. I think it may take some time, but a project like this, you sometimes need to give these project time to develop and grow. Now, if you go back to the likes of Amazon, when all of the internal metrics of Amazon were improving, the price was going the opposite direction. I feel this is the same with several projects on this list as an example, Cardano being one of them. You know, you've got all of these metrics that are starting to improve, but the price is going the other way. And if you look at Amazon as an example of, you know, this happening in the past, Amazon's gone on to do phenomenally well, and the price, you know, is more aligned with the actual true representation of value of the company. And I think some of these projects, the price is not a fair representation of the actual project itself. Just my opinion. Really interested to get your views and opinions on that aspect when looking at all of these projects. You know, we could say that actually Cardano was at a higher price before having smart contracts is a very, very good example, and I'll come on to some more examples as we go through the list of projects. So yeah, again, a fantastic project that I think is going to do really well. Let me know your thoughts. Moving on, and it had to be Harmony. Everybody knows how bullish I am on Harmony right now. Again, I don't want to sort of keep saying the same things over and over again. I feel like that I am, and apologies for that. But, you know, this is really for anybody that's missed the previous videos, because we get a lot of new people watching these videos that haven't watched them, where we've been highlighting projects like this for over a year. You know, Harmony, again, looking to bridge to all blockchains. Again, I think that's so important in this space, and they're one of the only ones for me that are doing it. Again, peer-reviewed technology, fantastic team, fantastic eco starting to really build out with the funding that's available. You've got over 100 DAOs now. Again, I think that's fantastic. What I love about the DAOs is, you know, when you build up a community within the crypto and blockchain industry, you know, those communities can be strong, and those communities can be the difference between a project being successful or not being successful. Now, when you think about it like that, in those terms, you know, what Harmony's doing with the DAOs, there's an awful lot of inclusion when it comes to the community. A lot of the community are involved in the DAOs, and for that very reason, I think that it just strengthens on an already strong you know, community. I can't get my words out today. But for me, I think this is fantastic. You know, we've had the likes of Lee on the channel before. If you want to find out more about this project, do delve through the videos on the channel. There's some fantastic content. You know, we had Lee on, I think it was back in March, and he was talking about, you know, how important DAOs were back in March. So do check out that video. It's really interesting. Now, if we have a look at the price, it's down 11.71% at the time of recording, at 18 cent 78, rank 51 currently by market cap. Again, I expect this to grow. If we have a look at advice.io, it's currently C1, again very poor, down 4.33% for the 7-day change. I did forget to mention that you've got the Bitcoin bridge now as well. The Ethereum bridge has been live for a while too. Lots going on. You've got fear and greed index at D, so it's pretty fearful. Sharp ratio is also a D. Moving average is a D. Your firm profitability is A1. Now, Nick and myself have been talking about this project since 0.5%. You know, so if you got in, you know, sort of early on, you're going to be very, very happy with the performance of this project. AMI-HAD ratio is C2. Again, I think we're going to see a reversal of some of these scores in the short to medium term. And again, fantastic. Now, when I mentioned about the fact that, you know, some of these projects, the value, you know, of the actual token or the coin at the moment doesn't represent the true value. I think Harmony is a prime example of that. You know, before you had the Ethereum bridge, before you had the Bitcoin bridge, before you had you know, half the amount of DAOs that we've got now, the price was higher. Again, for me, you know, I don't think the value quite represents the project. Now, there will be people that say it's baked in. I disagree with that, but you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I do welcome people to discuss that in the comments of the video. I really do. Okay, moving on to the final project that I want to call out that I've been purchasing in this dip, and that is VeChain. Again, this is going to wind a lot of people up, but you know, these are the projects I'm honestly buying right now, you know, at the right prices. Some of our buy orders have already come in. And we've been talking about this in our Discord. Do jump in our Discord. It's free to join. Link is in the description of the video, where we talk about this stuff on a regular basis. Now, again, fantastic project, around, supply chain, but they've also started to upgrade and get into the DeFi sector. They've got their VUSD stable coin. Things are really gearing up. You've got NFTs, you've got metaverse, and so much more coming to VeChain. A real solid technology with a great team, and I think the use case expansion is something that's needed, and I think is very, very welcomed by community. So currently and I look at this and I'm still shocked at the price of it. 0.05641, down 12%. Now it's ranked 40. Again, we've been talking about this one since 0.5 cent. I think it's a fantastic opportunity at these prices, and if it goes lower like we think it is, again, I'm going to continue to buy. Currently ranked C3, severe issues, 7-day changes 3.99%. The Ethereum Greed Index is C1. Your Amihan ratio is D, and moving average is also D. Your Sharpe ratio is D as well. Your firm profitability is C3, so it's becoming less profitable, but again, I think that will change. And your peak end value demand is B2. Really like this project and expect it to do phenomenally well. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Are you starting to be really concerned with VeChain, or are you just seeing this as a really big opportunity like myself? Do let me know in the comments below. Really interested to get those views and opinions. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Apologies if some of you know that these are projects that we're purchasing. I wanted to put the video out because actually, there's lots of people that have been unsure. Should they buy? Should they sit on the sidelines? For me, this is a point in which we start to ladder in. We think the prices might go lower. Again, Nick and myself see this as opportunity. We don't align ourselves with other people in the space that are saying, this is a bear market. We believe that this is a bear phase within a bull cycle, and we're going to see new all-time highs. Over time, we will see who's right and who's wrong. Back in May, when we were one of the only channels saying that, this is not a bear market, it's a bear phase, we're going to be, again, seeing all-time highs. We went on to do that. We were correct. My belief is we'll be correct again. It doesn't feel like a bear market. The signals aren't the same. And Nick and myself feel that, again, with the amount of adoption and other metrics in the space, this leads us to be passionate and feel strongly that this is still a bull market but a bear phase. Do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch today. If you enjoyed the content, mash up that like button. It really does support us and we really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.